scum, filthy heretics. Welcome to episode 14 of the Triple One's Wargaming podcast. I am Zach Wallace, and I'm here with my co-host,
Jasper Axelson.
And today we are going to do a, how should we say this, like a pre-RTT kind of talk, and then we're going to do, like, in the same episode, we'll also have our post-RTT recap.
Yeah.
2-for-1s today.
Yeah, it's like a little pre-post RTT trip.
Indeed it is.
Mm-hmm.
Back to back.
Yes. So that'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Figure we'd kind of go into, like, where we're doing it, kind of talk about the people there and whatnot. And
yeah.
Our game plan, our lists.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
What we expect to see.
Yeah.
Just it all.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into it, Zach.
All right. Where should we start off? Just start off at the lists?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Dive right into what we're taking.
Yeah.
We can kind of analyze from there.
Heck yeah. Who wants to go first?
Do we roll a die? That's how we solved every decision today.
Yes. It's been effective.
Let's just do it. All right.
Rolling a die live.
4 up for you?
Yes.
All right, I go first.
You're going first.
All
the
right.
die has spoken.
Dice gods have chosen. Okay, so I'm taking a double patrol, or a battalion patrol. I'm not entirely sure. A battalion patrol, that's what it is. Battalion. I miss people. I haven't heard a good battalion in a while.
Oh, that's sad.
So I am taking, for the battalion, it's all Hive Fleet Leviathan. I don't know if it's the strongest one. It seems strong. I'm bringing some warriors, so we're gonna try it. I like the psychic power as well.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, and it'll help versus like strength 12, strength 14, cow hammerheads and shit.
Oh yeah.
So the battalion starts off with a Neurothrope. Neurothrope knows Catalyst, and I might change the psychic powers up a little bit by then, but.
Yeah.
Right now I have it, the Neurothrope is kind of my buffer. He knows Catalyst and Onslaught. Catalyst, the 5-up Feel No Pain, Onslaught, Advanced Charge, Advanced Shoot, Salt without penalty, and then Move and Shoot Heavy without penalty. Kind of a mouthful. He has the Warlord trait, Synaptic Tendrils, which basically means his pick a Psyker and let them cast on 3d6 pick 2 command phase buff. He can dish that out twice. So basically what I'm doing is I'm putting that on himself to do Onslaught and Catalyst, guaranteed, because he also gets a +1 baked into his sheet. And then the other one is going on the Maliceptor to try and fish for those extra mortals, of course. No relics on him or anything. Then I have a Winged Hive Tyrant because it's what I have modeled.
Nice.
He has Adrenal Glands and the Heavy Venom Cannon Relic Shard Gullet, which is the Strength 12, AP 5, Flat 5 damage.
Oof.
Oh.
Spice.
Very spicy. And I did also spring for Toxin Sacks just because I had 5 points extra.
Fair enough.
So, whatever. The Psychic powers on... so I am also bringing the Swarmlord. Both of my Hive Tyrants know Paroxysm, which is now a -1 to wound in combat.
Oh,
like,
okay.
targeted, I pick an enemy unit every time they fight, -1 to wound in combat. And then I also gave them Psychic Scream, just as a little bit of extra mortal wound potential.
Yeah.
Helps kind of clear chaff units that might be tar pitting them and tear through some more resilient stuff.
It's nice.
Nice thing to have. Then I have 10 Gargoyles, 2 units of 10 Hormagaunts, 2 units of 5 Warriors. They both have 4 with dual Bone Swords, and then, so 4 with dual Bone Swords, and 3 or 4 Death Spitters, depending on the unit. I think one has 4, one has 3. Both have 1 Venom Cannon, and then there's one in the unit that's just nothing but Scything Talons, and then the other unit, it's 2 Scything Talons and the Death Spitter. Just came down to what I had modeled, basically, and because none of the weapons cost points now. But the double Scything Talon warriors got, what, like 3, 7, or 8 attacks if I use a strat?
That's crazy good.
At strength 6 with adrenal glands, AP 1 damage. Like, that's still not bad.
Yeah.
Both units have adrenal glands, and both units have flesh hooks. So flesh hooks, they can ignore vertical distance when they move, and then it also gives them access to a stratagem. As long as it's not against a vehicle or monster, they can get +1 to hit in combat.
Oh, okay.
For 1 CP, it's not bad. And that's a 5-point upgrade for the unit.
Yeah, I like that.
Right. Then I got Death Leaper. He's really good, really fun, got some shenanigans. A unit of 6 Gene Stealers to kind of sit out front if I go up against anything with turn 1 Deep Strike.
Yeah.
Or just score me Retrieve if they don't.
Just handy.
Yeah, a nice little shock troop unit.
Yeah.
It's 96 points. It's a nice tech piece. I still like a unit of like Min Squad Gene Stealers.
Forward deploy is just nice.
It is. It's a nice tool.
Yes.
And then I have a Maliceptor. Gotta have a Maliceptor.
Brain bug.
Oh, the think tank.
The Brainiac.
And then I got a unit of 3 Tyrant Guard. Just with Scything Talons. The math on Scything Talons and Bone Swords on them is very similar. But the Talons come with extra attacks, which actually so it's similar into Power Armor, but into Eldar or T3 1 wound bodies, the Talons are better.
More attacks.
So I think the Talons are the better option. The Crushing Claws are 20 extra points per model, so ugh.
Ooh, yeah.
And then they also have adrenal glands to help them keep up with the Tyrants. Then a unit of 3 Zoanthropes. They know, I think I gave them Catalyst as well, just to have that doubled down on.
Smart. A lot of snipers now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Maliceptor knows Psychic Scream and Neuroparasite, which he's just going for maximum mortal wound output.
Yep, makes sense.
Then we have an Exocrine that I gave the Adaptive Physiology to give him a 4-up invulnerable save. So all of my monsters have a 4-up invuln. Then I have a Patrol that is quite simply just the Swarm Lord. He again knows Psychic Scream and Paroxysm. And then just a unit of 10 Termagants with Flesh Borers, Action Monkeys, Board Control. Just cheap unit. Hormagaunts are better, but for 10 points less, they're just a nice backfield sitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the list there.
Okay. Plans for the list? As far as like what you expect on the table, like what you're trying to do? Aggro, defensive, mix?
I mean, as you know, I like to send out waves.
Yeah.
So like I got the Flyrant can kind of get angles with shooting, and then I can pick him up with Encircle the Prey.
Yep.
And redeploy him next turn. The Maliceptor I can send up, and he can take out a unit on his own, and then you have to deal with him. While then I send up the next wave with like the Exocrine can kind of move and get shots. I've got a little bit of shooting, a little bit of combat, plenty of psychic output. I'm active in every phase. I'm gonna like the warriors can score me points, but they're also great in combat.
Yes.
With the double bone swords and adrenal glands, I'm hitting at strength 8, AP 2, damage 2.
Yeah.
I can get that up to AP 3 if I want. Re-rolling hit, like they're quite good. The Death Leaper really isn't bad. He puts out like similar damage to like the old back in 8th edition when I was using the triple disintegrator cannon Ravagers. He's like a close combat Ravager. Like,
yeah.
And he shuts down stratagems within engagement range, and like you can't perform actions if you're next to like within 6 of him.
Very good.
He's a nice tech piece for 95 points. My goal is kind of I play cagey, so like kind of choosing my my engagements and trying to stay out of line of sight and attacking the weak points.
Yeah. What secondaries do you kind of envision yourself taking most of the time?
Well, I'll always take Engage, or in some cases Stranglehold. I am a bit more of an Engage fan, as you are aware of.
Yes. You say that, but you never take Engage anymore. It's strange.
We've been playing a lot of 5 objective missions.
They're
I've been
mostly
testing
5.
them. I've been testing out Stranglehold. I don't hate it as much anymore.
Admit you like it.
It's okay.
Four
It's
turns and it's
okay.
12 points. It's pretty good.
It's really not bad.
It's pretty good.
And you can do it with 3 models. Like Engage now with the restrictions being monster or a unit of 3 or more.
I don't hate actually Engage with Tyranids because you have like the units of 10 guys and then you have the monsters. But like I look at my Eldar and I'm like, man, these 5 like Howling Banshees, a stiff breeze takes them out of engage points.
Yeah.
Which I don't. That's the reason I really hate them is I play a lot of like 5 man or girl units and I don't like seeing those chipped away and now they're useless.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Engage or Stranglehold always. I like the board control stuff. And then it'll probably be either Retrieve Knockman data, because I do have tricks to do that, or I've even been considering, Teleport Homer, where you do it like within X amount of inches of their deployment zone.
Then 12 for 2. Inside for 4.
Yep.
Troops completed at the end of the turn.
Yep, it's not bad, especially with Gargoyles now being troops.
Yeah, very good.
And the Maleceptor, I can use his Synaptic Imperative to advance and still perform actions.
I like that.
So like in theory, I could advance a unit of Gargoyles across the board, perform an action, then encircle the prey at the end of turn to pick them up, and then drop them into a different area of their deployment zone and do the action again next turn.
Spicy.
A cold 8 points is not bad.
Dish best served cold.
Like,
that's good.
Don't hate it. So I've kind of been thinking about that a little bit.
Any psychic secondaries you like?
I mean, I really don't hate mental interrogation. I really, really don't, because like I don't need line of sight. I can be doing it on 3d6 plus or pick 2 plus 1. Like my psychers are pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah, especially if I go into Tau and he's got a couple commanders and an ethereal or something, like
you're taking it.
I'm probably gonna take that.
If anything, the center, the one where you go in the center is also very good.
Yeah,
it's only
I don't
12
hate that
points, but you only have to do it 3 times.
That is fair.
Yeah.
I don't like being tied to the center of the board a lot of the time. It freaks me out.
Yeah, you're like, I don't like having to go there.
I know. I like the edges.
Yeah, you like to skirt away like water.
Yep, I really do.
Yeah.
The middle freaks me out.
Scares you.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You want to give us a little look through your list? What are you bringing?
Disclaimer here, Zach. I don't know.
Fair.
I've settled on for the podcast to read off Eldar, but by Saturday I could have bought a Blood Angels army and be playing that. I don't know. I think it's going to be Eldar, mainly because there's a painting restriction. If there wasn't the painting restriction, I'd be playing Eldar, but there is, so, a little bit more limited. But I'll be playing I'm going to say Eldar for now. Ulthway, double detachment, all right?
Okay.
We got a patrol, and we have a outrider. So, the 2 detachments are... I'll just read my entire list, because attachment doesn't really matter too much. I got Baharath, of course. Eldrad Ulthwain, and then 2 other Farseers, 1 on bike, 1 on foot. So I have 3 Farseers. They have so many good powers, I can't choose. It's a lot of points for 3 characters, but they do a lot. And then Eldritch Storm is also very good with 3 Farseers. D3 plus 3 potentially. Mortal Wounds, pretty good. So I got that for the HQs. For troops, for the patrol, I just have the Rangers with the Wire Weave Net, so that nice, sweet -2 to charge.
It's fantastic.
Crazy good. Then for elites, I have a unit of 6 Dire Avengers with Obsec, Rod Monkeys, 5 Howling Banshees with the Mirror Swords. So the one girl is like a mini succubus. Very good.
Nice.
I got the Striking Scorpion with the Crushing Blows and the Relic Scorpion Sting, I think, sword. So he's like another mini character, 7 attacks at 2 damage a pop. Like, he's also clapping some cheeks.
Isn't in lore the like Scorpion Sting like the sister sword to the Phoenix Lord's blade?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yes,
Eldar lore is the coolest.
It's very cool.
I'm sorry.
I'm so if I get these painted up, I'll be so excited to play the Scorpions.
Yeah.
Sad fact: in the 3 games I've played, they've only been screening things, and they've just been. I've had to sacrifice them for the mission, so I haven't yet even used them. Hopefully, this will change. Then I have a Warlock Skyrunner with the not Phoenix Gem, Sunstorm, so OBSEC. So he's OBSEC, nice little late game mission stealing boy. He's got Protect Jinx, pretty good. Then I have a unit of 3 Shining Spores, or Shining Spears. I always call them Spores. The one is the Exarch has the relic, not the relic, but the upgrade. He rerolls all hits and wounds, and then every wound roll of a 5 does immortal. So
not bad.
Not bad. Then I got 4 Shroud Runners, sexy. 6 Swooping Hawks, sexy. A Viper, 5 Warp Spiders, 5 Wind Riders with Scatter Lasers, and 3 Wind Riders with just twin Shuriken Catapults.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the unit of 3 for like move blocking. It's very 60 points, very good with that. Then I have 2 Fire Prisms to round it out. One with the Crystal Targeting Matrix system. Actually, I meant to put Vectored Engines so he can. I think it's Vectored Engines. One of the upgrades where it basically lets you once per game battle focus move. So once per game, you get to do a battle focus move with the tank. I like that a lot.
Not bad.
I like that a lot. So essentially, with this list, a lot of like the bikes are basically every turn going to be coming out and then moving away. Shroud Runners via the Shroud Runner / Ranger strat where they ignore the penalty for terrain with battle focus. The normal Fire and Fade with another unit, and then I have the battle focus 6 inches strat. So
Very cool.
3 units will come out, no units will remain. So it's very annoying. It's like fighting air.
Yeah,
like
they just disappear before you can hit them back.
Yeah, you're fighting nothing. So I'm excited. That's basically how it plays. The Banshees are nice, like countercharge, and they're cool. Yeah. Scorpions will be nice forward deploy, and then most likely disappear. I don't usually like to use aggressive pieces like that. Not really how I play. Secondaries. Stranglehold, of course. My boy, SpongeBob, me boy. I like Stranglehold. Engage if I have to. I'm not going to lie to you. If I pull up against Death Guard, depending on the list, I might do Engage. Depends on the list. Depends on the mission.
Do you feel like you're betraying Stranglehold?
I'm betraying everything I know and love. The secondary is pretty much always going to be Mental Interrogation. It is so good. Also forgot to mention, no Force Orb slot. I have a unit of 3 Warlocks on foot. They're going to have Quicken and Protect as well. So the play is, if you guys don't know yet, with Eldar, you launch a jet bike unit up, probably the guy that moves 20 inches. You cast the spell for Mental Interrogation, and then you use Quicken to pop him back. So it's probably one of the best Mental Interrogation armies in the game.
Yeah.
Very good. Against Tyranids, if I play you, I don't know that I'm going to be taking it, but we'll see.
Characters are a little further back, but
and
some of them still want to be in your face. Yeah, Shadow in the Warp's a little rough.
Denies. I don't love it. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when the time comes. And then for the last one, R&D.
Not
nice and easy. Also could do To the Last. To the Last is Eldrad and the 2 tanks.
Not bad.
So not too bad. I mean, if I'm playing it right, you're not getting the tanks nor Eldrad. So it's pretty flexible. I have like 4 secondaries I'm feeling pretty good about.
I like it.
Yeah.
A little bit of flexibility.
The Eldar way.
And indeed, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah, so one of the concerns I have with running Eldar is I don't have that many reps. I've played like 2 games in the last 2 months. Or like month and a half. And 2 of those have been like Eldar games, so I'm kind of like, They're very tricksy. If you deploy wrong or you position incorrectly, you will get blasted away.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I do have redeploy strats, and we are playing on GW terrain. I don't know if we mentioned that, but
we have not yet.
Yeah, GW terrain for this,
which will be interesting.
Very. I think we played on GW terrain a couple times. Not really, like 8-9 months ago.
Right, it's been a minute since we've practiced it.
Yeah, so it's we're not really used to it, but we're both excited about it.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to play with it. Some of these people that are going aren't too experienced with the game, or at least on the competitive side of it. So it's nice not doing player terrain for them.
Right. It's one less thing to think about.
Yeah, one less thing to be like, oh, I lost the game because I put this building slightly crooked. It's better just to have the preset terrain that is functional. It's not just some random person somebody like deciding, if a TO, TO is a human, they just quickly set up the table and it's like, this is firing lane city. Doesn't feel good.
Right, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. But GW style terrain is like they've spent time on this, quite a considerable amount of time.
At the very least, like, you're pretty safe in your own deployment zone. Like, you're not going to get blown off the table turn 1 because terrain was a little wonky.
Which feels so good.
Right, like, it feels so bad when, like, the terrain is just rough and you're like, oh, well, no matter how I deploy, first turn they're going to be able to kill some stuff. Like,
yeah, and kill, like, stuff I don't want to die. Like, not even overextending, just killing stuff for free. Hide it. Like, no one wants to play that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What are your aspirations, Zach?
So this is interesting. Honestly, and I think you'll kind of mirror this. I know we were talking about this beforehand, but like, I'd like to do well at this tournament, but some of the people coming aren't super into like the competitive scene. It sounds like you're saying like even there might be some people coming and spectating that are interested in the competitive scene.
Yes.
So like, my goal for this tournament is to feel out like this area and introduce some people to competitive Warhammer and show them that we're not like all win at all cost neckbeards. Like, we're sportsmen. We want to play like a good game. I want to go against my opponent at their best. Like, if I see someone do like a terrible blunder, like some really bad decision here, I'm going to tell them, hey, remember, I can do this. Like, I want this to be a very good experience for people dipping their toes into competitive.
Yes.
Like, I want to make sure everyone's having fun.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. I know the TO/store owner is also new to competitive. Hasn't really done it. Hasn't been to like any events, I believe. So I kind of want to show him like what our friend group can kind of provide for the community, like show it like what it's all about in like the best way. All Vanguard tactics on this B.
Like Stephen Box him a little bit.
Yeah, Stephen Box a little bit. Like, I love the just the attitude, the friendly attitude. Like, hey, you're gonna charge my fight last? I'll tell you. Hey, just so you know, Celestine can heroic 6 inches, like stuff like that, where non-competitive players or people dipping into it might not know to ask.
Right. And like there is a bit of a like, I don't want to say like stereotype, but like a notion that competitive players can be really awful to play against.
Yeah.
And like in my experience, it's the people playing at like, you're more likely to run into those win at all cost players playing a quote unquote friendly game than you are to run into them at like an actual tournament. These people are sportsmen most often, like more often than not.
Yeah. Like
they're looking for a challenge. They want to play you at your best. Like, they'll give you some takebacks. They're a little more relaxed about it. Like, tournaments, I've found there's a very good attitude around that kind of thing.
Like, we've both played people that have I think they both went top 10, at least top 15 in the ITC.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
A couple of them hit top 5.
Yeah, like real good opponents and like real good players, but even better opponents. Like,
yes, yeah,
very fun to play against. Like, chill, no problems at all.
Fantastic positive attitude.
Yep, like not trying to get one over on me. Like, there's been moments where like, hey, you're running low on time, you might want to hurry up, stuff like that, or just even, well, I can do this just so you know, you might not remember it. Oh yeah, thank you. Like, things like that are huge when you're just dipping your toes into it. Or even if you're just playing someone experienced. Like, we don't want to play gotcha hammer. I don't want to play a game where someone, deploys something crazy good, like a linchpin unit in your army, like a Maliceptor, like a crisis bomb, something like that. I don't want that deployed and then being out in the open.
Right.
Like, I want that, like, hey, that's obviously meant to be hidden. Just scoot that back a touch,
Right. It's fine. Like, it's, especially if, like, not enough has happened to really alter the course of the game since then. Like, if my opponent forgets to cast with their linchpin psyker unit and goes, okay, well, now I'm in my shooting phase. I'm shooting with this unit over at this unit completely far away from the psychic like engagement and everything that's happening, and then they're like, oh man, I forgot to cast with this guy, but I already shot. It's like, well, that didn't change the outcome of the game, man. Just go ahead and cast.
Especially when it's like a defensive buff where it's like, this 5-up Feel No Pain was going to go on this big brick of Terminators.
Right. Like,
you know, like stuff like that where it's like, it's quite obvious where that's going.
Right. Yeah. Like, I don't want to win the game because my opponent made some clear mistake under like the duress and like the stress of like trying to focus during a competitive match, you know. And
another thing to this is I'll be bringing the clock, you know. I do want to make sure I get my turns in, but I'll be helping my opponent like I always do. I've played about half the people I play haven't ever played on a clock or not used to it, and I always make them comfortable by just tapping it over for them, like, oh, I got you, you know, like making it known that I'm doing it, and also like, oh yeah, hey, don't forget to hit it, you know, like every time trying to be on that for them, so then they get like comfortable, like, oh, he's not trying to like screw me out of time.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want people to think I'm trying to win on time.
Yeah, absolutely not. Like, it's really just so we both get our fair share of the gamage in.
Right. It's like, and I've had that conversation with people like you were saying, where it's like, pre-game, hey, I'm gonna use this clock. It's to make sure we both got enough time. Like, if you're not used to it, I'm not gonna try and like play you on the clock. Like, if I notice that it's supposed to be on my time or on your time, I'll just flip it.
Yeah.
Like
no one, like, well, not no one, but most people, 99% of people don't want to win because he timed out.
Right. That's not a fun way to win.
No. Like, you want to win because the game came to a natural conclusion. We both played till turn 5, and we now know the winner.
Dude, and the amount of times there's like a tournament deciding game, and like someone runs out of time, like while there's a little bit left in the round, and it's like, dude, just go ahead and keep playing. Yeah. We'll just play it out.
I've done that. Like,
right?
I've had 10-15 minutes left. My opponent clocks out, and I'm like, we have 2 turns left. All right, if you play your turn fast, like, let's get this done. Like, I want to play this through. I don't want like any arguments about, oh, well, you won because of time. I want to win because I played better, not because you clocked out, you know.
And I'm sure you've had instances where it's like, if I would have stopped it at time, I would have won. But like playing it out, maybe you lose by a couple points. It's like, you know what? Still worth it. Like, I want the natural conclusion.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, like you said, my aspiration, I'm not looking, like, you know, it'd be cool to win the event. I know there's a $50 gift card, I was told, for the winner. So, I mean, maybe I do want to win at all costs now. No, but I don't want to neckbeard it up. Like, I want to show, I want everyone to love this so much that they're like, Skylar, we got to do another one, man.
Right.
Like,
yep. Or, hey, this was a lot of fun. Maybe we go to a GT and they get their friends to go and, like, get some new people into it.
Right? Like, you know, if it's true and people come watch and there's, like, 3-4 people watching this event, it's like, this is kind of cool, you know?
Right.
Like, you know, right now it's just a 6-person. It's just a tiny little baby RTT. But if very well, the owner said if it goes well, if everything goes great, very well could be expanded to a 12-person. That's now an RTT, like, a respectable RTT is 12 people.
Right.
That's respectable. So, yeah. Any other thoughts, really?
That covers most of it. I know where this is like a 2-parter, so you got to keep this first part semi-short just to make sure we got time to fit in the second one. But yeah, like, I don't know, we're playing at Warforged.
Yes, Warforged in Cambridge.
Yeah, in Cambridge, fairly new shop that just opened up.
Cambridge, Minnesota.
Yeah, yes. There's a lot of Cambridges, really.
Yes.
Cambridge, Minnesota, yes, but the owner seems really cool. Like, I've talked to him a few times now. Very chill. I like the environment.
Great environment.
It seems like he really wants to like foster a nice community in this area, and I'm all for that.
Yes.
It'd be nice to kind of grow the competitive scene around here. I know down towards the Twin Cities, it's a little more intense.
It's crazy,
man. It's pretty intense.
Like, winning an RTT in the Twin Cities is almost like winning a GT in other places with how tough it is.
There's a lot of amazing players centered in this kind of area.
3 top 15 ITC placers.
That are pretty much at all of the major events in this area.
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
Like, you go to even an RTT here, you might be thrown up against Matt Root. Or like,
Yeah.
like,
Might just pull up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you never know who you can run into. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it'd be nice to grow the community kind of up a little more north of the cities.
Yeah, get the north, fear the north.
Right?
That'd be kind of cool.
It'd be really cool. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I know I might take a little pull of something before we walk in.
Not saying, just saying.
Not saying, just saying.
Might be a something consumed.
Little bit of pre-game scotch, maybe. Just a little tiny bit.
Just a touch.
Set the mood.
Yes, get the mood set.
But yeah, I don't know. I want to take this a little more relaxed, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, be fun to kind of feel out the area.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess with that, we'll let you guys go. We will recap again. It'll be like no time has passed at all.
Yeah,
but,
for you it'll be.
Yeah, for you it's seamless, but for us it'll be days.
It's almost like time travel.
It's kind of cool. But with that, we're going to take a short break in the episode, and we'll be right back.
Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I'm so used to going into the intro, but we never even left.
Yeah, we didn't leave. You know nothing.
So yeah, now that the RTT is over and kind of go into some matchups and whatnot, yeah.
Let's pop a lock. And so I was not able to go. Last second thing came up, but Zakk went, and Zakk's gonna let you know how he gave it to these people.
Yeah, I had there was a close game or two in it. It was a lot of fun. I ended up taking the dub with the new Tyranids.
Got the dub. 111's dub. Let's go.
I even played it gentlemanly and only used Encircle the Prey once a turn. I only brought one Malice Scepter.
You were benevolent.
I wasn't playing dirty.
I heard people were mad at Malice Scepter.
Yeah, he's spicy.
You could have been way harder on people. I've seen some stream games of what Tyranids can do, like with the Encircle the Prey multiple times, scoring, engage, and then popping up. Like, you could have been dirty.
Yeah, I didn't want to play super dirty. It felt like cheating.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, they served me well. My first RTT win, it was just a small one, but it was nice.
Some decent competition. I mean, I think all but one person had been to a GT before.
Yeah, I know. I know a couple of the guys have been to a few.
And I know Tony. He's done well at some GTs. He's X and 1. Russell, I think he's gone 3-2 at Spring. I think is what he did. He's like 3-2.
Yeah,
like got some good competition. John did 3-3 at Renegade.
Yeah, right.
So you got some good competition there. It wasn't like it was all noobs.
Oh yeah, and I think you were saying Tony was like number 3 in Tau. Granted, when Tau were bad, no one was playing them.
Yeah,
he was like number 3 in 8th at Tau.
Very good AOS player, I guess. I don't know AOS at all, so
I
guess
don't know
that was maybe condescending, but no, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've heard he's he was number 1 in one of the factions in AOS, so good. Obviously skilled at the game.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. But yeah, so I rolled up round 1 against Death Guard. There's a unit of there's one unit of 10, not Death Shroud. What are the other?
Blight Lords.
Yep, 10 Blight Lords, and then a unit of, I think it was 4 Death Shroud. Few good characters. The one with the crazy flamer that's like strength 8.
Normal fight last, count as not charging.
Yep, he had that one. And then he had a couple Mephitic Blight Haulers, and then some Plague Marines, and a couple units of... I don't think he had any Poxwalkers.
I know he had a Rhino with, Plague Marines.
Yep, he had a Rhino, which was cool to see.
I like the Rhino. I liked it before Armor of Contempt. I still like it.
Yeah,
You know,
Armor of Contempt have helped them out a lot.
as an Eldar player, like, yes, the Wave Serpents are insane, have been, always will be. But I always look at any sub 100 point transport, and I'm like, this isn't bad. I would kill to have this as an Eldar player.
Right.
Like, some people hate them, but I don't know, 80 points for 10 wounds, T7 3 up, not bad.
Reduce AP by 1.
Now they reduce AP by 1, they're
Right.
even spicier. And
Not
I
bad.
also never hated Plague Marines. I will die on that hill. Even before Armor of Contempt, I liked Plague Marines. I will die on that hill.
Okay.
I'll die on it.
It was you and about no one else.
Yes.
all right. But yeah, honestly, if I wouldn't have had the Maliceptor, those Blight Lords would have been insane trying to take them out. Like, I shot at them a couple of times with like the Exocrine and stuff, and like with the Death Guard's -1 damage on top of it, so now my damage 3 stuff needs twice as many shots to go through to kill the same amount. Was really terrifying. Shard Gullet, of course, was chewing through stuff because reducing AP or damage 5 to damage 4, and still a lot of damage.
Yeah. Only so much though.
Yeah.
Only can get so many per turn. That's if you hit every time.
I know, it was tough. I know, so in that game, he kind of held his stuff back a little bit. I think he was worried about my offensive output, which, honestly, with the shooting and close combat, didn't do a whole lot in this game. I had to rely on my Psychers to get through it, and I did have a substantial amount of psychic power. Between 2 Tyrants, Neurothrope, Zonethropes, and a Maliceptor.
You can get it done.
I can get it done, yeah. But he kind of moved forward. I kind of moved up a little conservatively. My goal was to immediately take out the Mephitic Blight Haulers because they were the ranged and anti-tank in his list. He didn't take any Plagueburst Crawlers. His anti-tank was very much like the Mephitic Blight Haulers, and then some of the missiles and stuff on the Terminators. And then, of course, close combat's not bad, but I just kind of tried to keep him far enough away and take out his big threats before I moved in. Luckily, by then, in order to try and deal some damage, he advanced up to hold the center of the board with his Terminators. I had held back my Maliceptor until turn 3 because I knew if I didn't use him to try and take out the Terminators, I was not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. You just couldn't shoot. You can't shoot through that many Death Guard bodies.
It's so much. It's so much to try and kill. Especially, yeah, like we were saying with Armor of Contempt now, it just adds on to their durability. And when they're in cover, he had them in cover the whole time too, so like...
Yeah, GW style terrain.
Right. So I waited for him to bring that unit up forward. At that point, the Maliceptor advanced up. The Swarm Lord kind of got a little bit closer, so I was in smite range. The Zonethropes advanced over to that unit, and then the Flying Hive Tyrant and Neurothrope kind of moved up. Neurothrope ended up just doing... so I had taken Engage on all fronts, because I don't like Stranglehold into most power armor, let alone Death Guard, Terminator spam.
No, even I wouldn't do that.
Right. So I went Engage on all fronts, retrieve Knockman data, and then I've never really taken it besides a couple of times, but 2 out of my 3 games, I might have even taken it on the 3rd, I can't remember right now, but I took Mental Interrogation.
I love mental... When you have speed, I love mental interrogation.
Dude, and that Neurothrope, so I can give the Neurothrope cast powers and actions. So I'd have him go up, I'd give himself the 3d6 pick 2 cast. He innately has a +1 to cast. One turn I even had the Neuro Imperative active for the +1 to cast deny and 5 up against mortals. I was 3d6 pick 2 +2 on my psychic action, and then he was dishing out all my buffs and stuff with the 5 up Feel No Pain and Advanced Charge. But, so I was getting Mental Interrogation 4 out of 5 turns. One turn I did kind of whiff it, and he denied it.
It happens.
But yeah, 4 out of 5 turns I got it for 12 points. I managed to get Retrieve in all 4 quarters. And then I think I finished with like 12-ish on Engage.
Very
something
solid.
like that. But yeah, once the Maleceptor and everything else came up and just psychicked down that unit, I think he had 2 or 3 models left.
In the unit?
Yep, after my turn 3. And from there, like, he had me on the back foot for the first part of it. I was kind of worried he was going to get momentum and I wasn't going to be able to push back. But he threw the Terminators up turn 3. Maleceptor and Psychic Phase just took him down.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was mostly just fighting Plague Marines, which are still resilient, but they're slow. They don't do as much combat.
No.
They're not Terminators.
What I would a little tip for what I would try to do, if I'm him, I take that Rhino with 10 Plague Marines, and I put that in front of my Terminator brick, so your Maleceptor can't... It's not getting the juicy stuff it wants to get.
That's a good idea. I like that a lot.
That's what I would have done. But,
that's a lot of wounds to chew through before you get to Terminators.
10 Rhino and then 10, or 20, actually, if you have 10 Plague Marines in there. Yeah, you're not getting through that. That would be what I do, but I mean, in hindsight is 2020. And maybe you would have seen that Rhino closer, I don't know. But Maleceptor is so scary, I feel like you have to have something in front of what it wants to be killing to, like, soak up the mortals.
100%.
But
yeah, he just dishes out so much. The only thing, like, defense you have is, like, all of his mortals are the closest enemy unit.
Yep.
Like, every mortals he can cast, except maybe Neuroparasite, but that's only good against Chaff, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you can keep something...
Sacrifice something.
Right, yeah, something sacrificial up front.
Cheap transport, a Viper, a Piranha, something like that. Mm-hmm. Just
10 guardsmen.
10 guards, yeah. So yeah, nice dub.
Yeah, I got the win on that one.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of the matchups I was most scared about. So I felt a little better going into round 2. I took that one 82-63.
Attaboy.
But yeah, it was a well-fought match, and I was not confident at the start. So then moving on to round 2 was against Tony's Tau.
Alliteration.
Little alliteration there. So this was a really tight game. He had a couple of hammerheads, of course, with the big ignoring invulns. Why am I blanking on it?
Hammerheads.
Yeah, what's the name of their cannon?
Railguns.
Railguns. Yeah. Okay, cool. I play Tau, and that.
I play Tau.
I'm sad. But yeah, he had a couple of railgun hammerheads. He had 8 crisis. A couple, I think 2 commanders. One was the enforcer. One was a cold star. And then I think it was a devilfish with breachers. Couple units of Pathfinders, unit of Kroot, a broadside, and 1 strike team with pulse rifles, and then like a small smattering of drones.
Okay.
No shield drones.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just don't know if he had the points to spare. He had a couple of marker drones. Oh, he did have a stealth suit unit. That was 3 suits and 2 drones, so he could get a turn 1 deep strike in.
If he wanted.
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah. But yeah, it was a pretty decent list. I mean, the hammerheads were terrifying into my big bugs. So
I can imagine, yeah. Maleceptor does not want to see 2 hammerheads.
No, not at all. So I knew I had to deal with those real quick. I deployed my Gene Stealers right up on the line, banking on first turn, because I knew his indirect would probably be able to take out the Gene Stealers anyway, if you really wanted to. He ended up getting first turn, moved both the hammerheads up. In trying to protect the Maleceptor, I couldn't protect the Tyrants very well. It was in corner deployments, and with GW terrain, like,
it's wonky.
Yeah, on map 2 of GW terrain, you don't have the most defense on corner deployments. Mm-hmm. You have a fair amount, but not enough to hide your whole army.
Yeah.
So he got first turn, got right up in my face, a unit of breachers, so he moved the Devilfish up, pregame, then moved the 12 inches. Then got the breachers out, moved the breachers, and could see all of my Griblies.
Yeah, now you hate breachers, don't you?
That's
an insane strat.
So much movement. What is it? It's 9, 21, what do they move? 6, 27, and then you get to shoot at whatever. Their close range is 6, but
yeah.
So even at their close range, it's like 31
inch
inches.
Threat range. Like you're
33.
That moves through ruins. Like you're not really screening that great.
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. So he got right up. There's some good moments of quoting Alien during the day. He ran up and couldn't imagine what those fire warriors were feeling coming around the corner trying to kill Griblies and saw an entire Tyranid like invasion force, but that was fun. So he ran up. He took off 11 of the 12 wounds on my Flyrant. Killed my Tyrant Guard, picked him up right away.
Wow.
Killed a fair amount. Like, I think he picked up a unit of Hormagaunts, picked up, like, half a unit of Termagants. It was a pretty offensive first turn. He was Montka, of course. He actually, I guess, likes Kauyan and has been trying it a lot.
I like Kauyan a lot.
Yeah, he said that he's used it quite often.
It's crazy how good it is late game.
Yeah, absolutely. I like
I
exploding fours on turn.
I played against it. It tabled my Eldar army. I got the dub with points, but it tabled the crap out of me.
Yeah. But he was worried about my stuff and me getting an early lead, so he just picked Montka. He was going for the death blow. But did stretch forward just a little bit. The Flyrant, I flew away at the bottom of turn, but he managed to chip off, I think it was 5 wounds on one of the hammerheads. And then from there, the Exocrine finished it off. Or I might have even gotten Psychic Powers off on that one. The Exocrine was focusing the other one down. I think I tiered it, but didn't quite pick it up turn 1. So he still had another turn of shooting with the railgun. He kind of flanked, like, on my side of the board, if I'm standing on my long edge, he kind of flanked the upper left-hand side quite a bit. He did charge the Gene Stealers with the Kroot and picked up like 2, and then the Gene Stealers picked him up for their trouble. It's like, yeah, that might have been a mistake.
Yeah. Combat good for Tau, but
yeah,
not good.
Not like combat Gene Stealers good. That was a little rough. But yeah, he had me quite scared for a minute there.
First turn alpha'd you.
Yeah, and then he had all of his breachers and his devilfish right up on my line, so I had to smite through them before I could actually start Maleceptoring the juicy stuff.
Good.
Yeah, so the Maleceptor actually didn't do a whole lot in the first couple turns, even though his stuff was right in my face. He was just picking up breachers, like, which isn't great.
Yeah, you don't love that. How did you take care of the Crisis right in your face?
Crisis right in my face. Well, so by deploying right into my face, like the Tyrant and Exocrine could kind of deal with, and I think the Zoanthropes kind of chipped away at the Hammerhead, like the one that he put right in my face. My Psychic phase pretty much picked up the Devilfish and the Breachers, and then from there I could just charge a fully buffed close combat unit of warriors right into the like 4-man Crisis unit.
That pick it up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like between the warriors shooting and charging, I flipped that objective. I think he had like 1 Crisis left, but I had it on OBSEC. So yeah, I close combat the Crisis a little bit, and then from there I kind of just tried to spread out and score points and not worry so much once I dealt with the Hammerheads. Because that really is what could reach out and give me the bad touch.
Yeah.
But from there, I tried to just maintain on points while not giving up much, because he had taken away a lot of my scoring units right away. He did focus down the Griblies, which I thought was smart.
Yep.
Because without them, like, I can kill you, but I'm not scoring a lot of points.
A lot harder.
For this game, I had Retrieve, Mental Interrogation, and I think I just did Engage again.
Engage, Mental... Yeah, that's a good trio.
Because I was worried about sitting in the middle against Tau.
Yeah, you're throwing... If you had taken Stranglehold, knowing that he has the ability to alpha all your Gribblies,
Yeah.
you don't want to be sacking a unit like that.
And after he started really picking up my scoring units, I was like, okay, I'm running out of OBSEC. I'm kind of glad I didn't go with this. Yeah, it was a well-fought game. It was my closest game of the day. It ended up coming to, in my favor, 87 points to 79.
Hey.
So yeah, it was an 8-point game. That could have gone either way. Like,
yeah, that's a close game. That's a couple things here or there.
Yeah,
that's like one decision sometimes.
Right? That's one hold two. You know, like,
was it a hold two?
No, that was a hold one, hold two.
Okay.
So 8 points would have been a hold two.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah, one turn of primary of a difference. Like,
yeah, a couple secondary points here and there.
Right? Yeah, I can't remember what he took.
A boar, maybe?
It was Abhor the Witch, Bring It Down, and the Tau specific that's kind of like Retrieve.
Okay.
Or not. Yeah. It's Retrieve, but it's in like the half point of each side of the board instead of like in each quarter.
Just take Retrieve.
Yeah, Retrieve might have been better.
I don't even know what it does. It just angers me.
Yeah.
Just take Retrieve.
I think Retrieve would have been easier for him.
Do you like when people take a boar against your list?
I don't hate it. They usually score... I think in that game he had scored 5 points on a boar.
For my Eldar, when people take... they see like my Conclaves, maybe my Wraithseer. I like when people take a boar. I'm like, okay, please do.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to kill my Psychers.
Yeah. I figure like the Maleceptor, the Tyrants, it's kind of like if those are dead, I'm probably already lost.
Right. And then by doing a boar and Bring It Down, he made it so killing each of my character monsters, being Psychers as well, like there were a lot of points for him, but if I just hid them, each one was a lot of points missed.
Yeah, it really incentivizes you to hide. That's why I love when people do stuff like that. So, like if they take Assassinate against me, I go, well, I'm not using my characters. You're not getting that.
Yeah.
So
that's what it came down to. If he would have killed even like a Tyrant, that would have been another 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, if he took a boar instead of something like Engage,
right?
Like that's the difference between that's the game right there.
Yeah, that could have been game.
Yeah,
most definitely. But yeah, that was a close one. That was a nail biter right up until the end. I thought I was going to lose at the start, and then there was a moment where I was like, oh, I think I have this. And then it went back to where I was like, oh, man, I might not have. Like, it was a roller coaster ride.
Those are the best games.
Yeah, it was a good time. And Tony was an excellent opponent. All three of these gentlemen were fine opponents. I had quite a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, number 3... this one was into AdMech.
Thomas.
Yeah, into Thomas's AdMech.
If I recall, this is his first tournament ever. RTT
yeah, so it was
the first tournament ever.
Yeah, this is his first time in an RTT. I was all wired. I was on a whole bunch of caffeine. I was like all amped, adrenaline going after my last 2 games. I was like, okay, I was in full planning mode. And I have very little experience into AdMech, which just scared me, like, intrinsically.
Yeah, they're a good army.
They're a good army, and I've heard horror stories, and I was worried. And he had a 6-man unit of, what are they, Castellan robots?
Yep.
That scared the hell out of me. I must have asked him like 5 or 6 times in pregame and first turn. Okay, what do these do?
Yeah.
What are their defensive stat lines? They're vehicles. What
are they?
Right? Like I was asking him questions nonstop, and really, really worried about him. Basically, what happened and like what it came down to in this game was turn 1. I moved up a little bit, took some pot shots at the robots with the Flyrant. Flew him back up into space. But from there, the death blow came when all of his robots ran up, charged some Zoanthropes, and then consolidated like towards my line, directly towards a Maleceptor. So the Maliceptor and some of my other Psychers picked up a very hefty chunk of those robots, and then the Exocrine took down 1.5 of the Rust Stalkers, I think they are. Chicken Walkers.
Oh, Chicken Walkers.
Yeah.
Balistari.
Yep, yeah. And then, not Rust Stalkers. Those are the little...
Those are the combat.
Yeah. Little robot cyborg dudes. So yeah, by running up there, and then I had dealt with the scary robots, it was like, okay, now I just need to score points. He can't really, like, kill a lot of my bigger bugs quite as easily. He had a couple of the dune crawlers, but they were kind of in the corners, so I could hide from them.
They're also bad. Yeah,
they're not the greatest. It basically, after a little bit, we just started having fun. We were kind of bullshitting. He started running Belisarius Call up, and then Call and Swarmlord got into close combat just for fun, and it was actually really cool. Fucking Call tanked like 3 rounds of combat from the Swarmlord. Yeah, he was rolling hot on 4-up invulns, baby.
Awesome.
Like, I think the first round, I got 1 wound through on Call, and then it, he reduced the damage or something, or whatever. So I got, like, a couple wounds through, and then Call swung back and actually did some damage to the Swarmlord, and then, it just took, 3 turns of glorious hand-to-hand combat before Call would fall to Swarmy.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was 9 attacks, hitting on 2s. One of the times I spent the CP to reroll wounds.
And you're like, he just won't die.
He just won't die. And then his staff thing's actually decent.
Yeah, chunks you out a little bit.
It's no slouch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good game for Thomas. I mean, when you're really new like that, you don't even know what you don't know.
Right.
You don't really know how to play the game as far as, intrinsically understand, primary and secondary. You know what I mean? You can't forecast the game out.
Right, yeah.
And that's so important in this game, is to be able to at least, predict a little bit out.
Yeah, but it was great. He had a great attitude. He was like, I'm just here playing games. I'm having fun.
Yeah, if he learned something too, I hope he did.
He was talking about that too. He's like, I've learned more today than I have in the past X amount of time.
That's awesome.
Had a very good attitude about it.
I love that. I've heard great things about Thomas. So
yeah, I'd love to see him pursue it a little bit and work at it. It'd be really fun to see him progress. But yeah, you know what? Going into it with a positive attitude like Thomas had is over half the battle, in my opinion.
I mean, we've all seen or know guys that have horrible attitudes and they don't improve. You know, you see it at tournaments. The same guys they have bad attitudes and they don't improve.
Yeah, they get too focused on the downside and aren't worrying about, okay, what can I do better?
Right, and Thomas, I've heard, has a great attitude. I mean, I don't know. At my first RTT, I went 0-3 as well.
Yeah.
0-3.
Yeah. You never do well at your first tournament.
No.
Ever.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's awesome. I hope he continues to come out, and I hope we keep growing our little Cambridge community.
Most definitely.
Really cool.
The guys there were great. I know we stopped, and then Skylar, owner of Warforged, he ordered in pizza and everything for everybody. And we stopped. He put on the Batman, and we're just eating pizza and bullshitting. I think the lunch break ended up lasting an hour and a half to
That's awesome.
Over an hour and a half, because we were all just talking about random stuff, and Skylar's like, maybe we should start the next round. yeah, let's do it. But and then even at the end of the day, everyone still hung out in the store for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Did you guys hopefully Skylar at least saw he is new to the competitive. Did he?
Yeah.
Did everyone seem to kind of like the competitive side of 40K? Want to do it again, kind of thing?
Yeah, everybody seemed to have a lot of fun. Even Skylar's talking about he's learning some stuff just watching some of the games and whatnot. But it was kind of cool, because there's a couple rounds where there was a bye, and so Tony actually in round 3 he was the one sitting out. So he just drove 10 minutes home, grabbed his Age of Sigmar army, and started playing with Skylar in the back table.
That's
So that's kind of fun. Yeah, I finished up my game. I was over there asking some questions, checking them out. It was Cruel Boys versus the Courts, whatever. I can't remember. The zombies with the zombie dragon.
Flesh Eater Court?
Yep, yeah, he had the zombie bat dragon thing.
I
It was
love
like,
that.
it's so cool. He painted too. He had it painted.
Nice.
That was fun to see. Yeah, it was a really good time. Even Johnny was saying like, just felt like a bunch of dudes hanging out, less like hardcore. Like, okay, we come up, play a game, and then just have a nice day. Good luck in your future games. Bye.
Yeah.
It was like everyone was kind of hanging out, just having a good time.
That's cool.
It was solid.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's good to hear. Well, congrats again on that W, Zach. You got a RTT W. That is in the bag.
It's never happened before.
Yeah, first triple ones win. That's awesome. I was super happy to hear. As soon as I, no disrespect, but as soon as I saw you had beaten Tony, I'm like, he's got this. He's got this.
I know the Death Guard had me really nervous. Tony had me nervous because I heard good things about him as a player. And then from there, I was like, okay, I think I got it. And then it was just, that last one was kind of a fun one versus Thomas.
Yeah.
That was a nice way to finish off the day. By then, I had worked a shift the night before, and I was running on caffeine and adrenaline. My brain was pretty fried.
Yeah, you're like, I'm ready for bed.
It was a nice, fun way to, finish off the day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess heading in, last little bit here, we can just talk about what Warcom just posted today.
Right?
Apparently, some changes to the game with chapter points are now going to be free with chapter approved. I still think they're going to sell chapter approved with missions.
Probably for the same price.
Yes, but again, not going to be buying that. But we'll see. We'll see how good it is. But points will be free. So okay.
The cynic in me is saying points will be free for the first couple digital updates, and then they'll start charging for the digital version, but
we'll see. We'll see
what happens.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully it's the step in the right direction. I like seeing points be freely updated. I like that. Also seeing something I don't know if I love. I have to try it, but don't know if I love seeing that you'll start with half as many CP but gain more throughout the game. I don't love seeing or hearing that.
Right.
But we will have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Because, look at it like this. I don't know. We don't know how it's going to work. But say you start with 6 and you gain 2 per battle round. You start with 6. That means if you buy an extra detachment, let's say it's a spearhead, you have a patrol. Now you have 3 CP to start the game. You buy a warlord trait relic, you have 1 CP to start the game.
Yep.
I don't love that.
I don't love that.
It kind of, you put it perfectly. Do you want to tell us?
See, how it felt to me, just gut reaction, and maybe it's because we have an incomplete picture, of course. But if it's anything like that, where you get 6 to start and get 2 per battle round or something like that, it feels like it's punishing factions that rely on their big burst of CP use, and it's rewarding players who don't know how to budget CP expenditure.
Yes.
So it's taking away some onus from the player and kind of forcing them to layaway plan their CP.
Yep. I don't love that.
I don't love that.
The way it took a while for me to cultivate the skill of not spending CP.
Yeah, right.
It took a long time for me to not just blow my load right away. I'm proud of my ability to go into turn 3 with 6 CP,
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
And now it's okay, I don't even have the choice now. Now Grug Brains, that spend their CP. I was a Grug Brain at one point. That spend all their CP on turn 2. Great. Now I have. I don't know. I don't love it. But again, we don't have the full picture. We don't know how missions will change. We don't know how anything else will change. But I don't love the removal of CP discipline. Having the discipline to not spend it.
Yeah, it was another layer of resource that you had to be kind of smart about.
Right.
But you also, like, I don't like anything where they take away, like, the player's freedom to make choices.
Right. You know, like, kind of like going first or going second. I didn't love that role. I still don't really like it because I like being able to be like, I want to go second. I'll go second, please. You know, like,
Yeah.
because a lot of times people give me second turns. So, like, I can kind of be like, all right, I love playing second, you know? I don't know. But, yeah, like, I don't love the change just upon first hearing it. Like,
Right.
it really, you know, it just feels like it's going to punish people, or it's punishing people who built up the CP discipline skill and rewarding players that have none.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it.
But
and it might make it easier for, like, newer players and whatnot, but it seems to punish people who have, like, taken the time to learn the system, kind of a thing.
And also, too, like, I saw the reasoning they gave on Warcom, which might not be it, but I don't know, was, like, it's going to prevent, like, nasty combos, but, like, why not just nerf those combos?
Right.
Like, pick out the specific problem ones and nerf them.
Solve the root of the issue instead of just Band-Aid fixing it.
Like, I can't really think of too many wombo combos currently, but, like, let's say if Crusher and Leviathan are still legal, there were some, like, wombo combos you could do on the charge to do just a boatload of mortals, but, like, if that was still in the game, just limit that, you know?
Right.
Like, oh, this specific combo is a problem. Let's take away that, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right. I guess, what do we know about game design? But it's, I don't know. It just kind of feels bad. We'll see what happens. We still have to see how it really goes.
How everything changes, yeah. I will say, as an army, Sisters and Eldar have a decent amount of 1 CP strats, so it feels good. Definitely Sisters, but I mean, even then, I don't like it. Definitely, I mean, single battalion builds or single detachment builds, I think, will become a lot more valuable.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't think you're going to be wanting to spend multiple CP on detachments and warlord traits and relics and start with nothing.
Right. Like, if my Tyranids, I take the second detachment to take Swarmlord and the Flyrant, and then 1 extra warlord trait, 1 extra relic. I'm sitting at, 2 CP?
2 CP if you go up a double patrol or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't love it.
Don't love it. You know what I do love?
What do you love?
And it's tempting me. But the previews about World Eaters getting their own book.
Oh, we've known about this rumor, and the rumor gods provide.
Oh, I'm really excited about this one.
I love World Eaters.
Talks about Angron getting a model from that preview today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you resist the temptation of chaos, Zach?
You know what? We were just talking, and I was talking about how much I'd love to get, like, that new Chaos Knight box set and run them as Khorne and just run them up the board and try and get in close combat. Now imagine those 3 knights with a whole bunch of Berserkers and Angron.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Like,
something about just combat Marines feels right.
I don't hate the idea of that.
Yeah.
Maybe not near future.
Eventual.
But maybe when people start selling out of their World Eaters and Knights when they get nerfed, something like that, I can pick up some for cheap.
Hope for them to be OP, and then hope for them to sell.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I am a lot of new chaos stuff. I haven't even been able to dig through it all. Like, not even just the rules, just the models.
Yeah, I just flipped through some of the model images.
Looks super good.
Yeah, like, some of these fucking... like, I know I'm not super excited about, like, the cultisty human side of chaos.
I don't care about that.
Right, but the new models look stunning.
I can imagine. The new Demon Prince.
That new Demon Prince looks so
insane.
cool.
That alone, I'd want to just paint.
I know, a lot of this stuff, it's like, this would just make a fun painting project.
Yeah.
But, yeah, with that,
another thing they mentioned too, just real quick, apparently they're going to rework secondaries again, and also faction secondaries. So I like hearing that. So they're going to make some faction secondaries Kof Grey Knights, Kof now Sisters, Kof Spoice Marines, like really good secondaries they're going to bring down, and then bad secondaries they'll bring up.
So,
Did you see I saw the new Age of Sigmar Demon Prince. Did you see the new 40k Demon Prince?
throw it to me. I think I did.
This one?
Oh, what's
Yeah,
this
there's
guy?
another new Demon
What
Prince.
the fuck?
The other one was Age of Sigmar specific. This is the what?
I like both.
Oh my god, I shouldn't have sold
So-
my demons.
So Chaos
tail.
Demons. So Alpha Legion. I still have my Eldritch Omens have. I'm not saying why shouldn't I?
If you pick up Alpha Legion, I might buy some World Eaters. Like with a bunch of blood letters and shit.
Oh, I would love an all Khorne army.
Oh, look at these. There's a
Khorne is
head.
my jam.
There's a head for each Chaos God in this Demon Prince box.
Whoa.
Khorne, Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slanesh.
Whoa.
There's a head for each god.
I will say, out of this gut reaction, I like Khorne, but man, that Tzeentch one looks
Right?
flippin' cool.
The four-eyed bird. That is really sick.
Well, your boys might be on Chaos.
I honestly...
The gang turns to Chaos.
I am not gonna lie. That Demon Prince alone has me thinking Chaos thoughts.
Like, why shouldn't I take my Eldritch Omens, get that Demon Prince, and have a small, humble little... I'll buy that Start Collecting Chaos Space Marines box. That's a really good value. And I'll have my own little 1,000-point army. Why shouldn't I?
Just 1,000 points?
It's just 1,000 points.
Just
It's
1,000 points?
Just a humble 1,000 points.
That's only 100... That's only 10 hundreds.
Yeah.
It's only 1,000 points.
That's only 110 points. 110s points. Yeah,
Like-
those models look sick.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at how cool some of these are.
You like it, don't you?
I do.
I like you, and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's some good looking stuff.
I want to see that Angron model so bad.
But with that, shall we roll out of here?
Yeah, indeed. It was good talking to you, ladies and gentlemen.
It was. We'll see you next week, maybe with the Chaos review. Take care.
Yeah. Happy gaming.